Speech off.
Hello there. Welcome to Prasanna Kumar Pincha YouTube channel. Friends, I must apologize for the delay in uploading a video. The gap has been pretty long this time, maybe about a fortnight or so. In fact, I have been a little occupied with a few things, which is why because otherwise actually I usually try to ensure that at least I upload at least one video in a week, if not two. Be that as it may, the topic today is very timely and very contemporary, because actually just the other day, after the Honorable Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharamanji presented the budgetary proposals in Parliament, I got some WhatsApp calls and messages from some of our fellow blind friends, particularly friends belonging to the younger generation, asking me a very particular question and requesting me, in fact, to upload a video explaining in very simple language the implications or the how the income tax structure now stands for persons with total blindness. And I thought I would do that, but I must confess that I haven't really undertaken an in-depth study of the budgetary proposals, but I certainly did hear the relevant portions of Honorable Finance Minister's speeches, and whatever little understanding I have developed based on my listening to her speech is something that I am going to share, and I believe that broadly my understanding is correct, and so therefore I felt that I must clarify this matter to you. Now, first of all, please do understand one thing, that what the Honorable Finance Minister has done is that she has placed budgetary proposals. They will now be discussed and debated at length in both houses of Parliament, and then thereafter they will be passed and adopted, either with some modifications or without any modification. And since the ruling dispensation has majority in the Lok Sabha, I think it will get passed in the Lok Sabha, and it will also get passed in the Rajya Sabha. That's how I feel. Now, in order for us to understand what is the income tax structure for persons with blindness, it would be in the fitness of things for us to understand the income tax structure for individuals in general, whether they are persons with disabilities or persons without disabilities, and then we will come to what is there as far as persons with disabilities are concerned. Now, first of all, please understand that as long as you are earning not more than 5 lakh rupees a year, which means that so long as your annual income does not exceed rupees 5 lakhs, you don't have to pay any income tax at all. This has been there since last year. This is there now also. In this, the same proposal is being mooted. So as long as your income is to the tune of rupees 5 lakhs in a year, one doesn't have to pay any income tax. But the moment your annual income exceeds rupees 5 lakhs, even if it exceeds by 1 rupee, then your tax computation will start from 2,50,000 rupees, which means that there is a slab. For first 2,50,000 rupees, you don't have to pay any tax. And let's say that your annual income is 6 lakh rupees. So then what will happen is that you will have to pay at the rate of 5% from 2,50,000 up to 5 lakhs, which means that it comes to what? It comes to it comes to 12,500 rupees, if I am right? And if then your income is 6 lakhs, and if you go by the existing structure, then you have to pay 20,000 more, which means that if your income is 6 lakhs, and if you are not availing the benefit of any what you call exemption or deduction, then your total income tax liability would be 32,500 rupees as per the existing structure, right? Now, what the Honorable Finance Minister is proposing, she proposes to give a choice to the income taxpayers. And the choice goes like this. Either you have to decide whether you want to continue with the existing tax structure, which means just the income tax, the rate at which you have paid income tax for the financial year 2019-20, whether you want to continue with that. If you continue with that, then you will continue to get the benefit of deductions which you have been getting. And in that case, you will not be entitled to get the reliefs which the Finance Minister is now proposing for the financial year 2020-21. Now, what are those reliefs which the Finance Minister is proposing? I will come to it. But before that, I think it is important to understand that in order for you to decide as to which tax regime you want to opt for, you need to take note of the quantum of your annual income and also the quantum of your investment. That means how much money you earn in a year, that will matter, and how much money you invest in a year, that too. So both things put together, then you have to work out which is more beneficial to you. I mean, by taking which route you pay less tax, that you have to calculate. Now, what are the current relief proposals? Current relief proposals, and if you avail the current relief proposals, you will not get the benefit of exemptions or deductions. And what are the deductions? Now, about deductions also, let me tell you something. See, there are certain deductions available, right? Like, say, standard deduction, house rent allowance, home loans, and these kinds of employees provident fund, and there are certain deductions on voluntary retirement service scheme, VRS, etc. So now, what the Honorable Finance Minister is proposing is that if you wish to avail the benefit of these exemptions, like the exemption, the benefit of deduction which is allowed to persons with disabilities, if you wish to continue with that, then you have to stick to the prevailing tax structure. And what is the prevailing tax structure, and what is the new tax structure which the Honorable Finance Minister is proposing? So the prevailing tax structure is that for the first as long as you earn 5 lakh rupees, you don't have to pay anything. That was there earlier, that will continue. But otherwise, in the prevailing tax structure, the first 250 lakh rupees in a year, you don't have to pay any tax. Next 250 lakhs to 5 lakhs, that is this 250 lakh rupees. For this, you have to pay 5% tax, 5% income tax, plus on that tax, you have to pay 4% cess. And for the next 5 lakh rupees, that is from 5 lakh rupees plus to 10 lakh rupees, for that 5 lakhs, you have to pay tax at the rate of 20%. And if your income is beyond 10 lakhs, you have to pay 30% tax beyond 10 lakhs. That means if your income is 11 lakhs, the last 1 lakh you have to pay 30,000. If your, say, annual income is 12 lakhs, then the last for the last 2 lakhs you have to pay 60,000, and remainder will be, first 2.5 lakhs no tax, then next 2.5 lakhs you have to pay 5%, then 5 lakhs plus to 10 lakhs you have to pay 20% tax, and then 10 lakhs plus you have to pay 30%. And on the total tax liability, you have to pay 4% cess. That is the current prevailing structure. And the new structure which the finance minister is proposing is that yes, if you earn up to 5 lakh rupees and not beyond that, then you don't have to pay any tax. That continues. But otherwise, the changes are that yes, first 2,50,000 rupees, you don't have to pay any tax. From 2,50,000 to 5 lakhs, you have to pay 5% tax plus 4% cess on that tax. From 5 lakhs plus to 7,50,000, you have to pay 10% income tax plus 4% cess on that tax. Of course, that is always there. That I will not repeat time and again. In the next, that is the third. So first 2,50,000, you no tax. Second 2,50,000 rupees, on that you have to pay 5%. The third 2,50,000 rupees, you have to pay 10%. Fourth 2,50,000 rupees, you have to pay 15%. That is from 7,50,000 plus up to 10 lakhs, you have to pay 50%. Fifth 2 and 5 lakhs, for that you have to pay, on that you have to pay 20%. That is 10 lakhs plus to 12,50,000, you have to pay 20%. And the sixth 2.5 lakhs, that is from 12,500 to 15 lakhs, 12,500 plus to 15 lakhs, you have to pay 25% on that 2.5 lakhs, you have to pay 25% tax. And beyond 15 lakhs, whatever you earn, you have to pay how much? You have to pay 30%. And then 4% cess, of course, is there. So this is how it is calculated. First 2,50,000, no tax. Second 2,50,000 rupees, 5% tax. Third 2,50,000 rupees, 10% tax. Fourth 2,50,000 rupees, 15% tax. Fifth 2,15,000 rupees, 20%. Sixth 2,50,000 rupees, 25%. And the seventh and final is 30%. I mean, then there is no 2 lakh. Whatever you earn in excess of 15 lakh rupees per annum, on that excess you have to pay at the rate of 30%. Now, a total number of 120 types of exemptions existed, out of which Honorable Finance Minister is seeking to remove 70 exemptions. But fortunately, the deduction or exemption granted to persons with disabilities is getting retained. The deduction which is allowed in case of voluntary retirement service scheme is getting retained. The deduction which is allowed in terms of EPF, Employees Provident Fund, is getting retained. But on the basis of what I hear, the deduction which used to be allowed on house rent allowance is getting abolished. The whatever deduction you used to get on home loans is also perhaps getting abolished. So the thing is, if you avail this relief which the Honorable Finance Minister is proposing, if you avail the reliefs, then you will not get the benefit of these deductions. And if you want to avail the benefit of deductions, then you cannot avail the reliefs which the finance minister is now proposing. So the choice has been left to the income tax payer. And so you may ask, so what do I do? Which regime should I opt for? Should I opt for the existing regime, or should I opt for the new regime? Now that will depend on two things, as I had earlier indicated. A, it will depend on on your total income in a year, and also B, on your total investment in that same year. It will have to be worked out. I think you can work it out based on what I have said, but it is still safer and better, perhaps, if you have any confusion, to always consult a qualified chartered accountant. And you should opt for a regime where you have to pay lesser amount of tax. That will benefit you more. So this is how it is. But before I conclude, let me also repeat and reiterate that as long as you are earning up to 5 lakh rupees in a year, you don't have to pay any tax. But the moment your annual income exceeds even 1 rupee beyond 5 lakhs, then your tax computation will start from the second 2,50,000, which means first 2,50,000 rupees not taxable. After that, there is a tax slab. First 2,50,000 this much, second 2,50,000 still more, third 2,50,000 still more, like that, as I had explained, so on and so forth, right? So friends, I think I conclude this. In fact, I recorded this video in an attempt to ensure that you get to understand the income tax structure which is now sought to be proposed. And it is also said that in the long run, I don't know whether this news is true or not, but it is in the air that in the long run all these deductions and exemptions are sought to be done away with, because there is an attempt to simplify the income tax structure. That actually is probably the intention of the government. But I hope that the deduction, the benefit of deduction which is available to persons with disabilities, will continue for quite a while now, because persons with disabilities have to incur additional expenditure on account of their disability. Another aspect which actually causes concern is that in this act, also in this budget, it is said that persons with disabilities has been mentioned only once somewhere very casually, and that in place of Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act 2016, they have still mentioned the erstwhile Persons with Disabilities Act, which now stands repealed after the enactment of the RPD Act. I think this same mistake was committed last year, and this actually shows how casually the current dispensation is taking matters which relate to disability. I believe that the Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities, I hope, will take up this matter with the Finance Ministry, because this is something which causes concern, and I'm sure the government will look into it and ensure and do the course correction which is required. So friends, till I come back to you, as I said, I have recorded this video from New York City, New York, of the United States of America, and I will be back to Delhi in the next 3-4 days. So till I come back to you with another video, and yes, of course, let me also tell you that I'm actually trying to get another video of mine uploaded, which was actually recorded in 2015, and it is actually an informal interaction with two professors of Institute of Management and Technology, Ghaziabad. They had called on me at my residence in New Delhi, and they recorded a discussion. Actually, they were doing some kind of a research, and that's of course a very long video. I think it's about an hour and 45 minutes duration. It's of an hour and 45 minutes duration, but you may find it interesting, I guess. So this is how it is. So friends, if you have liked this video, please share this, subscribe to the channel, and press the like button. And till I come back with you, till I come back to you with a new video, goodbye. Do take care.
Speech on. Stop button.